Your bank account isn't broken. Your first 10 minutes of payday are. You know that reflex? Paycheck hits, and before you even open the banking app, your thumb is already scrolling past it to check something else. That's not an accident. That's your brain avoiding a fight it's had 100 times before. Should I move money into savings, or is this not the week for it?
Here on Flowcraft Invest, we call that the Payday Flinch. And it's not a discipline problem. It's a design problem. Because right now, your money asks you for permission every single time it moves. And every time it asks, there's a chance you say no.
So today, I want to hand you the fix in the first 30 seconds. No build-up. You remove yourself from that decision entirely. Not by trying harder, by never being asked in the first place. One transfer, set once, running forever. And the fight simply stops existing. Why the flinch happens. Here's what's actually going on inside your head on payday. You're not lazy, and you're not bad with money. You're just being asked to make the same hard call over and over, and every hard call costs you something. Picture your attention like a phone battery. Every open question, did I move enough to savings? Can I afford that subscription? Should I check the credit card balance? Is an app running in the background. You can't see it draining, but it is. By the time you actually sit down to decide whether to save this paycheck, you're often making that call on a nearly dead battery. And a dead battery always picks the easy answer. Not today. Behavioral scientists have studied this under the name decision fatigue. The finding, in plain terms, your ability to choose well isn't a fixed resource. It wears down every time you use it. And money decisions wear it down faster than almost anything else. Because money is tangled up with fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of judgment. Fear of being the reason a family goes without. The flinch isn't weakness. It's your brain trying to dodge a decision it's tired of losing. Section 2. The fix. Remove the decision, not the money. Here's the actual mechanism, stated plainly. You don't try to become someone who's better at choosing to save. You build a system where the choice never has to be made twice. You make the decision exactly once, on a calm afternoon, with a clear head, no bills staring at you. And then you let a machine repeat that decision forever. The transfer fires automatically the day your paycheck lands. You never see the money sit in your checking account long enough to negotiate with yourself about it. This is the whole idea. Not more willpower, 0 repeated willpower. One decision, infinitely enforced. Section 3. The proof. This isn't a theory. It's been tested at a massive scale, completely by accident, through how employers set up retirement plans. Some workplaces make employees actively sign up to contribute to a retirement account. Others enroll employees automatically, and saving happens unless the employee opts out. Same paychecks, same jobs, same people. The only variable is whether the first move is automatic or not. The gap between those two groups is enormous. Enrollment rates and average savings percentages are both dramatically higher in the automatic group, Not because those workers were more disciplined or better paid, but because the system made the decision before they had the chance to talk themselves out of it. That's the entire argument in one data set. The habit isn't about character. It's about architecture. Section 4. Meet Priya. She's a dental hygienist, paid every 2 weeks, and for years her savings plan was a mood. Good paycheck, she'd move some money over. Tight paycheck, she wouldn't. Every December, she'd look at her account and have no idea where the year went. Then she made one change. She opened a savings account at a different bank than her checking, on purpose so it wasn't one tap away, and set up an automatic transfer of $150 to move out the day after each paycheck landed. No budget overhaul, no tracked receipts, just one decision moved to the front of the line. $150 every 2 weeks is $3,900 a year, without a single act of willpower after the initial setup. She also refused to let that money sit doing nothing, so she picked an account paying a real rate instead of the near zero rate most checking-linked savings accounts offer. Same effort, dramatically more growth, just from choosing where the money lands. After year 1, she has just over her contributed amount, plus a bit of interest. She doesn't touch it. After 5 years, compounding starts doing real work. After 10 years, a meaningful chunk of her balance is money the bank paid her, not money she earned at the clinic. No raise caused that, no windfall. She decided once and let it run. Section 5. 2 tricks that cost nothing. Trick 1. Distance. Keep the savings account at a separate bank from your everyday spending. Moving money back for an emergency should take a day or 2 of friction, just enough that an impulse doesn't turn into a withdrawal. Out of sight really does mean out of mind. Trick 2. Naming. Don't call it savings account 2. Call it something your gut reacts to. Safety net. Never again fund. Whatever means something to you. Your brain resists pulling from something with a name a lot harder than it resists pulling from a nameless pile of numbers. Section 6. How to actually set it up. This takes one sitting, start to finish. 1. Open a separate savings account, ideally at an online bank paying a competitive rate. 2. Set a recurring transfer for the day after your paycheck normally lands. 3. Pick a number that feels almost too small to matter. You can raise it later. 4. Name the account something that means something to you. Close the laptop. You're done. Where should that automated money actually go in this order? First, a starter cushion. Not 6 months of expenses, just enough that a flat tire or a vet bill doesn't turn into a 5-alarm crisis. This comes before everything else, because it's what actually kills the anxiety, not the long-term growth. Second, retirement, especially any employer match. If your workplace matches part of what you contribute, that match is money you're owed just for showing up. Skipping it is one of the most expensive mistakes in personal finance. Automate a percentage straight off your paycheck and never look at it as spendable in the first place. Third, the fun stuff. A trip, a couch, a holiday cushion so December doesn't ambush you. Give it its own account, its own name, and let it fill quietly all year. When you finally spend it, there's no guilt. You already decided months ago that this money was allowed to be enjoyed. Section 7. Handling objections. I don't earn enough to automate anything. Start absurdly small, even a token amount. The point isn't the number. It's proving to yourself that money can leave and life goes on. Raise it later once the fear is gone. What if I overdraft? Schedule the transfer for the day after payday, never mid-month, and keep a small floor in checking you don't let yourself dip below. Align the transfer with your income instead of fighting it. I like being in control. Automation feels like giving that up. It's the opposite. You're not handing control to a machine. You're handing it to your calmest, clearest-headed self, and locking that judgment in before a tired, stressed version of you gets a vote. Section 8. When your income isn't steady. If you're freelance, or your income comes in unpredictable chunks, a fixed weekly transfer doesn't fit your life, so don't force it. Automate a percentage of every incoming payment instead. A rule that sweeps a slice of whatever lands the moment it lands. Big month, more goes in. Slim month, less goes in. Nothing breaks, and the decision still only gets made once. Section 9. The one upgrade that compounds the habit itself. Once a year, nudge your automatic transfer up slightly. A small percentage or a small flat amount. Time it around when raises typically happen, so the extra money never registers as yours to begin with. You'll barely feel it, and a year from now, your future self will simply be further ahead without remembering the moment they chose it. It's never too late to start. Meet Marcus, who didn't start any of this until his mid-40s and spent years assuming he'd already missed his shot. He hadn't. He automated a modest amount, upgraded it every year, and let time do what time does. He won't end up with the identical number as someone who started at 23, and that was never the actual competition. The real contest is between the version of him that kept waiting and the version that finally started. Starting late still beats never starting by an enormous margin. The first transfer stings a little. You watch the money leave, and it feels strange. The second one stings less. By the third or fourth, you stop noticing it's gone at all, because your spending quietly reshapes itself around what's left. Then one day, a few weeks in, you open that account almost by accident, and there's a number in it you never had to fight for. The real win here was never the balance. It's the version of you who used to run numbers in their head on a Sunday night, finally getting to close their eyes instead. You do the work once, you get the relief for years. If this is the kind of money habit you want more of, the 10-minute fixes that quietly compound into real freedom, that's exactly what Flowcraft Invest is built around. Hit subscribe so the next breakdown lands in your feed, and drop a comment with the one financial flinch you're ready to automate away. I read every one, and I'll pull the best answers into next week's video.